Hello children, welcome to another session of Science Class 4. Today we will revise lesson 12 Air, Water and Weather and will solve exercise of lesson 12. This lesson will help you to name and identify different types of weather, to understand what causes different types of weather and what is the role of sun, and to learn about importance of water and water cycle. So let's understand what is weather. One of the first thing many people do when they wake up in the morning is check the weather, because the weather pattern where you live will help you and your parents to decide what you should wear or bring to school that day. And a weather pattern occurs when the weather stays the same for few days or a weeks at a time. And there are a few different weather patterns that you may already know about, such as hot and dry, wet and rainy, or cold. So let me explain these common weather patterns in more detail. For example, hot and dry weather. So during summer and spring, the weather pattern is commonly hot and dry. And in the summer, temperatures are usually very high. And if you go outside with your ice cream or something else on a hot summer day, it may melt. Maybe you have observed that. So during this pattern of weather, people try to stay cool by using air conditioning or going for a swim. Then another weather pattern is cold weather. So during winter, the weather pattern is cold and temperatures are usually the lowest. And these weather patterns means there might be snow coming because of the low temperature. So when the weather pattern is cold, people wear hats, sweaters, jackets to keep their body warm. Now let's understand about sun and its role. So as you know, the sun is the closest star to earth, and it's the source of all the heat and light on the earth. And even life would not exist without sun. Even it is also the center of a solar system and by far its largest object. Now let's understand what is revolution. So revolution is often used as synonym for rotation. But in many fields of science like astronomy and its related subject, revolution is referred to as an orbital revolution. Means that it is used when one body moves around another, while rotation is used to mean the movement around the axis. For example, the moon revolves around the earth and the earth revolves around the sun. So this movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path is called a revolution. So the earth revolves from west to east in anti-clockwise direction, and the earth completes one revolution around the sun in 1 year or in 365 days 6 hours and 9 minutes. And here the 6 hour and 9 minutes end up to about an extra day every 4th year, and which is designed as a leap year with the extra day added as 29th February. So we can say that while the earth is rotating on its axis, it also orbits the sun, and it takes a little more than 365 days for the earth to make a complete trip around the sun, and other planets have different orbital times. Suppose it takes only 87 days for Mercury to orbit the sun, but 12 years for Jupiter to make the journey. Now let's understand what is rotation. So as you know, the earth moves in two different ways. Like earth revolves around the sun once a year and rotates on its axis once a day. When the earth's orbit makes a circle around the sun, at the same time the earth revolves around the sun. It also spins, and in science we call that rotating on its axis. And since the earth revolves the sun and rotates on its axis at the same time, we experience seasons, day and night, and changing shadow throughout the day. Even maybe you have observed that from earth the sun looks like it moves across the sky in the daytime and appears to disappear at night. And this is because the earth is spinning towards the east. This means that to us here on earth, the sun appears to rise in the east in the morning and climb higher and higher in the sky towards midday, and in the afternoon the sun then seems to move lower and lower in the sky before setting in the west. So as earth rotates, it seems like the sun is moving across the sky, but it's really the earth that rotating on its axis, and it takes 24 hours to complete one rotation, and which is why there are 24 hours in one day. And for much of human history, people believe earth to be flat, but we know better. But suppose if earth was flat, the way we experience day and night as well as seasons would be different. And one more difference would be that a flat earth would experience the same temperatures across its surface. Let's understand what is wind. So we have all experienced the feeling of wind blowing against our bodies, and it can range from a light breeze on a hot summer day to tornadoes even with the speed of hundreds of kilometers per hour. But have you ever wondered how is wind formed? So let us start with first defining what wind is. So on earth we have an atmosphere composed of air molecules, and the air is free to move in every way unless something is blocking it. And for the purpose of our discussion, we define wind as the movement of air molecules in the atmosphere. And our earth is surrounded by a blanket of air which is called atmosphere, and we can feel air when it blows. But different kind of wind have different names, like a gentle wind is called breeze, whereas a strong wind is called gale. Very strong wind are called storm, and storms that occur along with thunder and lightning are called thunderstorm. Now let's understand about humidity and rain. Have you ever felt the air just outside of a hot bath or shower? It feels wet, but you cannot see any water in the air. And really there is water in the air, but it is in the form of gas, and this kind of water is called water vapor. And even you can't see it, but you can feel it. So even the water vapor that is in the air is called humidity. So the amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity, and water vapor rises up and condenses on dust particles present in the air into tiny droplets of water. And as more as water vapor is formed, more and more water droplets come together to form cloud, and then in clouds these tiny droplets of water combine to form bigger droplets, and when cloud becomes saturated, it rains. But in very cold areas where the air temperature falls below 0 degrees Celsius, water droplets fall as snow. Now let's understand what is sea breeze and land breeze. So as you know, the sun heats up land as well as water bodies on earth, and land heats up as well as cools down faster than water, and this thing gives rise to sea breeze and land breeze, especially in the coastal area. So during the day, land gets heated up, which in turn heats the air above it, and the hot air rises up from the land, and the cool air from the sea flows in to take its place, and this is known as sea breeze. Then at night the reverse process takes place. So land cools down faster than the sea, so now the air above the sea is warmer than the air above the land. So the warm air rises above the sea, and cool air from the land rushes towards the sea, which is known as land breeze. As you know, more than 70% of the earth's surface is covered with water, and even water exists in nature as snow, liquid water and water vapor, and these states are interchangeable. So let's understand what is evaporation. So the heat of the sun changes water into water vapor by a process which is called evaporation. And if we keep a bowl of water out in the sun, the level of water in it goes down by evening, and this is because the heat of the sun has evaporated some water, and thus when the weather is very hot, more water gets evaporated, and so water vapor content in the air increases, and this makes the weather humid. Now let's understand what is condensation. So when we boil water in a pan and cover it with a lid, we find tiny droplets of water on the underside of the lid, and these drops have been formed because water vapor has changed into water. So this process is called condensation. And even clouds are formed when water vapor condenses into tiny water droplets. So bigger water droplets falls as rain, and on cold winter morning we see droplets of water on grass and leaves, and this is called dew, and these droplets are formed by the condensation of water vapor in the air. Now let's understand water cycle. So in nature, the process of evaporation and condensation take place continuously, and water evaporates from lakes, rivers, oceans and other water bodies, and it then condenses and falls down as rain or snow, and this forms the water cycle. Now let's understand what is purification of water. So as you know, we should drink only clean water, because dirty water can make us fall ill, and water from taps can be dirty and impure also. Thus, water used for drinking and cooking needs to be purified. So we can do it with some ways, like boiling. So it is the simplest way to kill the germs found in water, and brings water to a rolling boil for a minute to kill the germs present in it. And by the time water starts to get hot enough to boil, most of the germs in it die. And boiled water should be stored in clean and covered pots or bottle. Sedimentation and decantation is another method of purifying water, and during sedimentation the liquid is left undisturbed for some time. Then the heavy insoluble solid settle down at the bottom, and this process in which insoluble substance settle down is called sedimentation. Then the upper clear liquid is poured into another container without disturbing the insoluble solid, and this process is called decantation. Even mud and water can be separated by sedimentation and decantation method. Filtration is another method of purifying water. In filtration, a solution containing insoluble substance is passed through a filter paper, and on doing so, the liquid passes through the filter paper while the insoluble substance get retained on the filter paper. For example, sand and water can be separated by filtration. And an example of filtration used at home is the separation of tea leaves from tea using strainer. So this is another method of purifying water. Chlorination is one of the method of purifying water. It is a process in which chlorine is added to kill germs in dirty water. And chlorine is a gas that kills germs. And these days chlorine tablets are easily available that we can purify our water. Now let's solve question 1. Choose the correct option. First, A. G-E-N-T-L-E, gentle. W-I-N-D, wind. I-S is C-A-L-L-E-D, call. Dash. So the question is a gentle wind is called dash. First option A, I-R, air. Option B, B-R-E-E-Z-E, breeze. Option C, G-A-L-E, gale. Option D, S-T-O-R-M, storm. Answer is option B, B-R-E-E-Z-E, breeze. Now next question, W-A-T-E-R, water. D-R-O-P-L-E-T-S, droplets. F-A-L-L, fall. A-S as dash I-N, in. P-L-A-C-E, place. W-H-E-R-E, where. T-E-M-P-E-R-A-T-U-R-E, temperature. I-S is L-E-S-S, less. T-H-A-N, then 0 degree Celsius. So the question is water droplets fall as a dash in a place where temperature is less than 0 degree Celsius. Option A, R-A-I-N, rain. Option B, H-A-I-L, hell. Option C, S-N-O-W, snow. Option D, N-O-N-E, non-O-F, of. T-H-E-S-E, these. So answer is option C, S-N-O-W, snow. Now next question, M-O-V-I-N-G, moving. A-I-R, air. I-S is C-A-L-L-E-D, call. Dash. So the question is moving air is called dash. First option, W-I-N-D, wind. Option B, H-U-M-I-D-I-T-Y, humidity. Option C, E-V-A-P-O-R-A-T-I-O-N, evaporation. Option D, C-O-N-D-E-N-S-A-T-I-O-N, condensation. So answer is option A, wind. Now next question, W-H-A-T, what. I-S is T-H-E, the. P-R-O-C-E-S-S, process. B-Y, by. W-H-I-C-H, which. W-A-T-E-R, water. I-S is C-H-A-N-G-E-S, changes. T-O-2, W-A-T-E-R, water. V-A-P-O-U-R, vapor. So the question is, what is the process by which water is changes to water vapor? First option, E-V-A-P-O-R-A-T-I-O-N, evaporation. Option B, C-O-N-D-E-N-S-A-T-I-O-N, condensation. Option C, F-I-L-T-R-A-T-I-O-N, filtration. Option D, S-E-D-I-M-E-N-T-A-T-I-O-N, sedimentation. Answer is Option A, evaporation, means evaporation is the process by which water is changes to water vapor. Now next question, HOW, how? OFTEN, often. DOES, does. THE, the. WATER, water. CYCLE, cycle. HAPPEN, happen. in. NATURE, nature. So the question is, how often does the water cycle happen in nature? First option, CONTINUOUSLY, continuously. Option B, ONCE, once. EVERY, every. HOUR, means once every hour. Option C, ONCE, once. EVERYDAY, every day. Option C, once every day. Option D, ONCE, once. EVERY, every. MONTH, month. So option D, once every month. Answer is option A, continuously, means the water cycle happen in nature continuously. Now next question, WHICH, which. OF, THESE, these. IS, is. NOT, not. METHOD, method. TO2, CLEAN, clean. WATER, water. So the question is, which of these is not a method to clean water? First option, SEDIMENTATION, sedimentation. Option B, DECANTATION, decantation. Option C, FILTRATION, filtration. And option D, SQUEEZING, squeezing. So answer is option D, squeezing is not a method to clean water. Now next, WEVDO, do. NOT, not. USE, use. WATER, water. So the question is, we do not use water. First option, FOR, for. SWIMMING, swimming. So first option for swimming. Option B, FOR, for. WASHING, washing. So option B for washing. Option C, FOR, for. WALKING, walking. So option C for walking. Option D, FOR, for. TRANSPORT, transport. PURPOSES, purpose. So here answer is option C for walking, means we do not use water for walking. Now next question, WHICH, which. OF, of. THESE, these. REFERS, refers. TO2, THE, the. ENERGY, energy. GENERATED, generated. USING, using. WATER, water. So the question is, which of these refers to the energy generated using water? First option hydroelectricity, hydroelectricity. Option B water, power. So option B water power. Option C electrical, water. So option C electrical water, and option D non, these. So option D none of these. So answer is option A hydroelectricity, means hydroelectricity refers to the energy generated using water.